Hi, and welcome to this Hatha flow class. In today's class, we're going to do a flow to warm up the body, and then we're going to come into the standing poses of yoga, the main standing poses, which often get neglected now in modern yoga classes, I've found, but are so important to opening up the energy channels. I feel personally that these poses were cultivated over decades, if not centuries, to find specific positions to put the body in to open up the nadis. So I think that by neglecting these in modern yoga, that we're kind of doing a disservice. So I thought that it'd be nice to have a class where we focus on these standard standing poses. Let's begin with a little child's pose where we can connect to the breath, go inward. So find child's. If it's uncomfortable on your knees, then you can just sit cross-legged for this portion. But we're going to focus on nose breathing now and slowing down the breath. So if you can, slow down your breath to 4 or maybe even 5 counts in and out through the nose for 3 rounds. In through the nose, out through the nose. In through the nose, out through the nose, in, and out. 2 more, and just noticing how this calming and soothing breath is helping to calm the mind and the body at the same time. Calm mind, calm spirit. Now from this calm place, come up onto your hands and your knees. We'll start to move the body around gently a little bit. Starting with cat-cow, round through your spine as you exhale. Inhale into a back-bended position. 2 more. Finding a rhythm with your breath and seeing if as you can slow down the breath, if it helps to improve the range of motion. Find neutral with your spine, so you're not synced or rounding. As you reach your left arm forward, reach your right leg back and try not to twist. Hold in a static pose. Hips level, spine long. Lower your hand and your knee. Take your right arm forward. Reach your left leg back. Lower down. Now let's do that moving, but see if you can maintain the same stability. So we're going to reach the arm and the knee, and then lower back down, graze the ground. Inhale to reach out. Exhale to lower. Inhale to reach out. And lower. Second side, inhale to reach. Exhale to lower. 3 times now. Last one. Now stretch into an extended child's pose. Reach your hips back as you send the arms forward. Let your head and heart melt towards the ground. Then come up onto your hands and your knees and start to bring your hips towards your wrists. Now, if your lower back is healthy, you can bring the hips close to the wrist If not, you're just going to lean halfway. Then reach the hips back towards the heels. Stretch back as you exhale. And as you inhale, glide forward as if you're doing a baby up dog. Last one, stretch it back. And forward. Good, now onto your hands and your knees. Lift your hips and stretch into your first downward facing dog. Step your feet forward to the front of your mat. As you inhale, glide the hands to the shins and lengthen your spine. As you exhale, bow forward. Now roll yourself up. Head and neck last thing to come up. Stand in mountain pose. Inhale, raise the arms up. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, flat back. Step your left leg back into a lunge, lower the knee. Inhale, raise the arms up. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step back, downward dog. Inhale into plank pose. Lower your knees, lower your heart down. Inhale into cobra pose. Lower your heart, come back up, downward facing dog. Press right big toe mound, inhale left leg up. Exhale, step your left foot up. Lower your back knee, inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, step forward and fold. Inhale, come all the way up, press into your feet, reach your arms. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Step your right leg back, lower your knee. Inhale, come up, raise the arms. Exhale, step back, downward dog. Lower your knees, lower your heart down. Inhale into cobra. Exhale, lower your heart, stretch back to down dog. Press left big toe mound, raise your right leg, inhale. Exhale, step your foot, lower your knee. Inhale, lift heart. Exhale, step forward and fold. Inhale, come all the way up, raise your arms. Exhale, Samastiti. One more round. Inhale, raise the arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Step your left leg back, lower your knee. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, step back, downward facing dog. Lower your knees, lower your heart. Inhale into cobra. Lower your heart, stretch back into down dog. Press right big toe mound, raise left leg, inhale. Step your foot, lower your knee. Lift your heart, inhale. Step your back leg forward and fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, Samasthiti. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Step right leg back, lower knee. Inhale, come up. Exhale, downward dog. Lower your knees. Lower your heart. Inhale to cobra. Lower your heart. Stretch back, down dog. Press left big toe mound. Inhale, reach right leg. Step your foot. Lower your knee. Inhale, lift heart. Exhale, step forward and fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, Samasthiti. Now that we've built some heat to that warm-up series, let's come into the standing poses. Stand in Samasthiti. With your feet about hip socket distance apart. For this variation, open up the toes and the soles of your feet. Feel your heels and your toe mounds in contact with the mat. All four corners of the feet ground down. With your eyes closed, reconnect to the breath. Take a slow breath in. And let it all the way out. Now let's do half Surya Namaskar. As you inhale, raise the arms up. As you exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come up halfway, lengthen, make a flat back. Exhale, fold, let the air out. Inhale, come up in reverse, spread the arms and reach up. Exhale, Samasthiti. Inhale, raise the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back, lengthen. Exhale, let the air out, fold. Inhale, come back up. Press through the feet, reach the arms up. Exhale, Samasthiti. Hands onto your hips. Take your feet outer hips distance apart with a little bend in your knees. Tuck your chin, round your spine. And then as you inhale, come into extension. Roll the heart open. Exhale, round, tuck the chin. Inhale into extension. Come to neutral, bring the hands behind the head. As you exhale, roll the chin into the chest and roll yourself down towards the ground. Roll yourself back up. As you roll up, engage the glutes and your back muscles. Roll your chest and your heart open. And as you exhale, roll back down. Last one, come back up. And come to neutral. Now cross your left ankle over your right knee. Hands come to prayer. And if your balance is good, try taking the arms forward and sit back like you're sitting into a little chair. Come back up to stand. Uncross your leg. Change legs. Cross the right ankle. Hands to prayer. Stand tall. If the balance is good, sit your hips back, arms reach forward. If you're struggling with balance, you can rest your hands onto a countertop or something, or even fingertips at the wall. Come back up to stand, mountain pose. Now from here, let's turn to the side and take the legs wide apart. With your hands on your hips, angle your left leg in slightly, turn your right leg out 90 degrees. Bend the right knee so that the knee tracks center knee in line with the second, third toe. As you reach down into your left heel, grow tall through your spine up over your hips. Spread your arms out. Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2 pose. Look out over your right middle finger. Breathe in and out through the nose. Come back up. Hands on your hips. Rotate the right leg inward slightly and the left leg out 90 degrees. Turn the thigh and bend your knee so that it tracks over your second, third toe. Grow tall through the spine as you reach down into the right heel bone. Spread the arms out. As you look over your left middle finger, let the breath come in and out through the nose. Slow, steady breathing. Calm breath helps to foster a calm spirit. Good. Now straighten your leg. Parallel your feet. Now turn the left leg in slightly, the right leg all the way out. Bend the knee as if you're going to do Warrior 2 again. Reach down into the left heel, grow tall through the spine. Now tip your pelvis out over your right leg. Bring your forearm to your thigh and reach your left arm over your head. Glance for a moment to see that your knee is still tracking. And then as you reach from your back hip into your back heel, elongate the spine, open the chest. Breathe through your nose. Inhale, come back up. Turn your legs to the other side. Bend the left knee, tracking in line with second, third toe. Tip from your pelvis out over your thigh. Forearm to thigh. Reach right arm over your ear. As you glance to make sure that the knee didn't cave in, reach from your back hip into your back heel. Elongate through the spine, chest open. Let your breath go all the way down into the pit of your abdomen and low back. Feel a full expansion of the whole rib cage as you're breathing. Inhale, come back up. Turn your toes in so your feet are parallel. Now join your legs together for a moment as you stand in mountain pose. Feel the heel bones ground, the toes spread, and just observe the effects of the postures that we've done so far. So notice if the body feels more open. If you feel like there's a release in tension already. If you feel energized, like energy can flow through the nadis, the energy channels in the body with less restriction now. Do you feel calm? Take your legs wide apart again, and we'll come into Utthita Trikonasana, triangle pose. Turn the left leg inward slightly, turn the right leg out. Tip from your hips out over your leg. Now from here you can keep the hands on the hips, reaching into the back heel, or you can place the hand onto the shin, or you can even use a block or a little stool or something. You might need 2 blocks depending on your flexibility. Find what works for you. And once you have your thigh turns, so your knee points in line with your second toe, have the reach from the back hip into the heel and the chest is open, try then taking the top arm up. If it's too much pressure on your wrist, you can come onto fingertips or just rest the hand gently onto the thigh, shin. Call it that, shin. Now reach down through your feet, and as you inhale, pull with your top arm, come back up. Turn your legs to the other side. The right leg in slightly, the left leg all the way out. Tip from your pelvis out over your leg. Keep hands on hips, or hand to shin, or to block. Glance to make sure that your knee is tracking again. As you reach from your back hip into your heel, feel the spine elongate, chest open. And then see if you can take the arm up, maintaining all that. Now this should help to improve your breath. So if you feel the breath can flow with less restriction, if you feel a greater opening in the thoracic cavity especially, then you know that things are going well with the legs and the spine. Press into your feet, pull with your top arm, inhale to come back up. Parallel your feet. Now place your hands onto your hips. Tip from your pelvis. With a subtle bend in your knees, start to fold forward halfway. Reach down through your hips into your feet and inhale, come back up. Again, tip from your pelvis, start to go forward. Now see if you can lean the chest all the way down to the ground, and then fingertips can lightly rest onto the ground, or you can hold the outsides of the ankles. Five breaths here to open up the inner legs, the adductors, and the hamstrings. Feel the opening. Breathe into the space that's being made here as you let the body gently open up. Feel how healing the breath is. As you inhale, come into a flat back position. Place your hands on your hips, press into your feet, and come back up. Since that pose is so good for your hips, hamstrings, let's do it one more time. This time, keeping the hands on the hips, roll the elbows and shoulders back, and then start to tip forward. Keeping this little hugged in elbow sensation. 5 breaths. And with a soft bend in the knees, reach through the feet and come back up. Turn your right leg out and step up to the top of your mat. Find mountain pose. Feel the center of your heels, and as your toes open and spread, feel that your feet can make contact, can root down towards the earth. Good. Now step your left foot back about 3.5, maybe 4 feet if you have longer legs. Maybe 3 if your balance isn't so good. And if you struggle with balance, try wiggling your right foot over the right some so you're not on such a tightrope. With the hands on the hips again, roll your chest and shoulders open, inhale. And as you exhale, tip from your pelvis. Put a little soft bend in your knee and keep a flat back. And then as you exhale, lengthen all the way out over your leg. You can keep the hands onto the hips or rest the hands onto fingertips onto the ground, or you can use a chair or blocks, whatever you need. And then feel with that little bend in your knee, like your whole spine can move forward and down. And then if that's going well, see if you can reach into the ball of the big toe and lift up from above your kneecap to straighten the leg. But if you feel you lose the elongation of the spine, just keep that little micro bend or macro bend, whatever you need. Don't force or struggle. Let the breath soothe you in the pose. Now inhale, come into a flat back. Place the hands onto the hips. Press into your feet and come up. Step your left foot forward. Step your right foot back. Inhale, roll the chest and shoulders open. Exhale, start to tip from your hips. With a little bend in the knee, take the whole spine forward and down. You can keep hands on hips or gently rest fingertips on the ground or a block or chair, whatever your body needs. If you tend to be the type of person in life, maybe more type A, like where you've learned that by pushing you can really achieve your goals, and maybe through sports and exercise you have learned to push past your limits. Well, in yoga we have to train ourselves to do a little bit of the opposite if that's your tendency. So instead the challenge will be to see if you can pin yourself right out of 5 at a scale of 1 to 10 on your effort to find the balanced sensation, the middle way. So don't try to chase extreme sensation. Just go for that 5 and be there and breathe into it. This is the most productive for the nervous system and for the muscles to open up. Just notice how you can breathe better at that 5. As you inhale, come up halfway. Press into your feet. Come back up. Step your back leg forward. Now let's try a twisted version of that pose. Step your left foot back. As you inhale, raise your left arm up. As you exhale, reach. Place your hand onto a block or a chair or onto your shin. Then start to rotate, turn your rib cage, and find the elongation again. Press big toe mound, draw your right hip crease up and back. And as the spine elongates, maybe then you could take your right arm up. To come out of the pose, look down, press into your feet, and inhale, come back up. Step your left foot forward, step your right foot back. Again, take the stance a little bit wider if balance is a challenge. Left hand on your hip, reach the right arm. As you exhale, lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Place your hand down onto a block or chair, whatever, or shin. Now, from this position, reach into your back heel and elongate your spine. Once you have that, then spin your rib cage from your navel up to your chest, rotate. Spin the back of the right shoulder down into the ground. And then you can take the arm up once you're steady. So in all these poses, we're interested in the flow of prana. If breath can come into the chest and open up. If I go too low for my body, then I can't get the breath to move as freely. So over time, you could feel that then your body can go lower as this chain of tissue opens up. It's not one muscle, and it's just the pose. So if you struggle in the pose, just practicing it and getting more comfortable spending time in it is what makes you better at the pose. Press into your feet, come up, step your back leg forward. Good, now from here, we're going to come into a lunge position. So step the left foot back and you're up on the balls of the toes as you bend the knee. If you are challenged to be in this position or you're starting to fatigue, you can just drop your back knee down. Raise your left arm up, inhale. And as you exhale, twist, take your elbow to your knee. Join the palms together, and as you gently reach into the palms, lift your heart. If this flexion is too much on the wrist, then just bring your right hand to your hip, and as you make a fist with your left arm, press into the elbow. 5 breaths here. Whether you have your back knee down or back knee up, it's your call. Good. Now inhale, come back up, upright yourself, and change sides. With your left hand on your hip, raise your right arm, inhale. Exhale, twist, hook your elbow to your knee. Remember, you can always keep that back knee down if needed. 5 breaths. Look down, press into your feet to come back upright, and then step your back leg forward. Mountain pose. Last standing pose, Virabhadrasana 1. Step your left foot back about 4 feet. Feel your back heel bone ground down. Then raise your arms up and bend your right knee. Reach from the hip into the heel as you elongate the spine, rotate your triceps forward and lift up to the pinky finger side of your arm. Reconnect to your breath. Feel the heat building in the body. Now let's try a little trickier transition. Straighten your right leg, spin your feet so you turn to face the back of your mat. And then let's do Warrior 1 over the left leg, bend the left knee. Straighten your leg, turn your toes in so your feet are parallel, bring your arms to your side, and then join the legs together, mountain pose. Now come to lie onto your back. Bring your heels close to your buttock and your feet hip socket distance apart. Press down into your heels and lift your hips up into bridge pose. As you reach into the center of your heel bones, reach your knees away from you. Feel your upper arm bones and shoulder heads descend without straining your neck. Take 3 steady breaths here, in and out through the nose. Good. Lower yourself back down. Final spinal twist. Hug your left knee into your chest. Open your left arm out to the side. Then take your knee over to the right as you gently hook your left foot onto the right inner knee. Let your left arm and shoulder stay grounded, even if you can't take the knee as far. Breathe into the opening that you feel here. And let your body let go of the tension through your calm breath and your slow exhalation. Then bring your knee back to center. Hug your knee in towards your chest. Change legs. Hug the right knee in. Open the right arm out to the side and take your knee over to the left. I like to hook my foot just behind the inner knee. But you just might like to hang your foot out. I don't know. But the hooking is nice. Let your right shoulder drop down. Even if your knee doesn't go over as far, breathe into the opening. Now bring your knee back to center and hug towards your chest. Release that and stretch your legs out for final meditation, Shavasana, corpse pose. Take your hands about a foot away from your body and your feet a little bit wider than hip distance. Take a slow breath in, fill up your lungs. Squeeze your body for a moment. And then as you let it out, let your body drop like a sack of potatoes. And now for the next couple minutes here, give yourself permission to completely let go. Let go of any tension in your feet and in your legs. Notice if you're holding any tension in your hips. Let it go. Let go of the tension in your buttocks and lower back and abdomen. Feel the chest muscles relax and the shoulders drop. Empty and release the tension in the fingers and the hands and in the muscles of your arms. Let go of what you're holding. Feel the neck relax. All the muscles of the face let go. Let the tongue relax and the jaw. Even let go of the tension in and around the eyes and in the inner ear. Gently bend the knees. Roll to your side. And make your way up to seated. Sit up tall. Thank you. Namaste. So I hope you feel good after today's class. I hope you feel that sensation that we keep coming back to the mat for, of being calm but energized, and just feeling like the whole body can move better, with more freedom, and like you've let go of a weight maybe. It's definitely why I keep coming back to my mat. If you enjoyed this class, then let me know below. You can hit the thumbs up button as well. And if you're looking for a course to help you to deepen your practice, then I'm going to put a link below to my Transform course on the Conscious Movement community. And this will help you wherever you're at in your practice and take you step by step. Again, that link is in the description as well as the first comment. I invite you to join me there, and I'll see you next time. Have a great day.